So we're going to focus on the meditation, on the mindfulness, which is sort of really, really important stuff. So when we think about a game of football, we've got these sort of fears, what might happen, the outcome, the expectation, others, fear of making a mistake, fear of losing our place in the team, fear of not getting a contract, fear of not doing well, the pressure of sometimes wanting to sort of make our family and friends proud, or maybe the appraisal of the situation as well. We kind of think, okay, well, will I get a chance again? So pressure we put on ourselves, and we just sort of go back to being the player that takes up football because you really enjoy it and you're free to play with no pressure, enjoy yourself, which we encourage you to do at the academy. If you pressurize yourself, it stunts your performance. But that's not to say that, okay, that these things aren't real, because it's not always easy. So what we want to do is focus on what you need to do in the moment. That's the key, guys. We're focusing on what you need to do in any given moment. And that's what mindfulness comes in. Meditation, mindfulness, increasingly athletes and their coaches are recognizing to incorporate mindfulness and meditation. As we spoke about earlier, we've seen many athletes, and is it a coincidence certain athletes end up performing a lot better after doing mindfulness or not? Well, there's probably too many to say it's a coincidence, because it can help us dealing with sort of what we call, pressure and the pressure with ourselves. So with physical training, obviously you've got to do physical training, tactical, technical. It can make a combination to be the best we can be. So by learning to stay focused on the present moment and strengthen the mind-body connection, we can gain a bit of an advantage, guys. So increasingly athletes and their coaches now, they're aware of it. They know that when the pressure's on, it's key. So the idea here is that we call it the A game, by building mindfulness in 3 steps. I'll just show you this sort of slide. So we call it we want to build what we call the A game. So I sort of bring this slide up, and obviously it's about incorporating it into the self. But what we call the A game is awareness, acceptance, and action. So awareness, acceptance, action. We'll go into that in more detail as we go along, but that's going to be a theme that we touch on: awareness, acceptance, action. So mindfulness skills can affect sports performance. So the way we can affect sports performance, we've got to accept sometimes that things aren't going to go our way, but we've got to move forward. We are going to fail sometimes. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to, things aren't going to always go our way. We're going to sometimes have 100 chances and it won't get in the back of the net. We're going to sometimes get an injury, a knock. We're not going to get selected. So things won't always go away, but we've got to focus on the present, on what we can affect things now. And the way we do it with football, the way I've done mindfulness with footballers for a long time now, is instead of thinking about the past situations or future results, we focus on performance cues, which make us better to disregard distractions. So we put distractions to one side. The ability to be aware of our physiology, to be able to relax our muscles, lower our heart rate, our breathing, which is conducive to better performance, be more confident. This can be done with a team as well and players. So we can all, as a team, be able to exercise stress impulse control. So the gap between stimuli and reaction. So, okay, the other team, you don't get the penalty, or you get a bad decision, or you get left out, or you get taken off. And where the mindfulness link comes in is we can't avoid stress in sport and adversity. Things aren't going to go your way, but we can sort of challenge our relationship with the adverse event. That's the key, guys. Increase awareness, distractions, be able to keep ourselves focused. So we're not going to be able to address every challenge that modern football is going to face, but we can be able to sort of practice being in the moment, focus on the present task, acting more thoughtfully. And it kind of goes back to what you guys said earlier, because you're an intelligent bunch of, intelligent group, intelligent, obviously the program, over 100 players or so, but you're all sort of quite clued up, so you kind of know at least unconsciously, when I show you like clips of plays and you know, you're clever, you know what's going on. So, you know, you're quite in, and the key thing is we want to sort of focus our attention on the present actions rather than the past or the future goals. We write our goals, we learn from the past, but we sort of attune ourselves, guys, which is key. But what I'm going to do now is an exercise with you. So I'm going to guide you through a really, really, you know, a useful exercise. There's many different mindful exercises you can do. This is sort of one of many. But we're going to do and start you with this one here, and you know, even practicing the exercise once a day for 5 minutes or so, or along these lines. And I can sort of send you some stuff as well you can do. It's going to help us. It's like training. The more you do physical training, the more you sort of adapt, the more you improve. Same with the mind. You know, the idea is to sort of gradually, incrementally improve, which is sort of key. So I'm going to guide you through the exercise. So we'll sort of take it from there. So